Thank you so much for inviting me out here today. I want to thank some of the other people who were key to organizing this event. Reverend Motley, thanks so much. Always a pleasure to work with you. And obviously there's been a lot of other people who've been integral to this effort, not just this year, but in past years. I don't see Reverend Saunders out there, but she's also someone I've enjoyed working with for many years. One thing I want to make clear today is that, there's been a lot of talk today about when kids are shot in DC, no one cares. And I want to make it clear that I am certainly someone who does care. I moved here to DC in 1993, became very involved in the issue of gun violence in 2000. And the reason I do this is because I do care. I recently became a father myself. I'm very fortunate to have a beautiful 2-year-old daughter. And I can't imagine the pain of losing a child. I can't imagine living without her. So I want you to know that if you ever think that your loss doesn't matter to others, your loss does matter. I can understand what you've been through, and it's something that I don't want to have to live with either. I don't want to live in a world where we value guns and gun industry profits more than human life, including the lives of children. So I will be working on this issue really forever, whether it's in a paid position or as a volunteer. And I work with others at the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence and across the country who feel exactly the same way. These lives do matter. It's unfortunate that every time someone is shot in DC, almost every time, 98% of the time, that gun has been originally purchased in an outside state by a trafficker or a criminal and then simply driven across our border. I think one thing we need to be conscious of is basically every time someone is shot in this city, there are people who profit from that injury. There are people who profit from that death. They are involved in a business to funnel guns to the criminals, to the prohibited purchase in our city to make money. They see this as a business opportunity. And unfortunately, they have the National Rifle Association on their side, making sure that our laws stay incredibly weak so they can continue to buy these guns, continue to traffic these guns into our city. Our group, the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence, the Million Mile March, Protest Easy Guns, the Brady Campaign, all the community groups here in DC, we are the groups fighting against the NRA to bring some sanity to our gun laws. It's gotten so bad at this point that people who are clearly violent, people who are clearly deranged, are nonetheless able to pass background checks and legally buy guns. And if the background checks don't work, just buy them from a private seller at a gun show or somewhere else with no background check and no paperwork whatsoever. That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable for you. It's not acceptable for your children who have to go out in our communities every day and be threatened by these illegal guns that are pouring into our city on a constant basis. And I can promise you, just as an individual, it is something I will never stop working on until we live in a safer, a sane, and a better community. And I want to thank each and every one of you. I consider you heroes. I consider the work you do out in your communities every day so important, not only for your children, but also for my child and my child to come. So thank you so much for what you do. Again, it's an honor to be here with you today, and I hope to be here not too many years in the future. I hope there will come a day when we don't have to do this, and we can get together in joy and not just in remembrance of those we lost.